Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Minecraft Archive. So we spent last episode looking for lapis over at the lock, and we ended up finding plenty because I wanted to come back here and make some blue wool. And I showed you guys that I had made the blue wool. I'd also made red, yellow, black, and white. And you guys are probably wondering, what in the heck is this guy trying to design? So, without further ado, let me introduce to you the official Enterprise shooting range, complete with a tower and yeah, very, very large target. So yeah, there you can see the blue that I needed and all the other colors. That'll be it. Let me show you what's going on over here. So if I'm in need of brushing up on my bow skills, I can come over here. If I scoot a little closer, I can actually see where the arrows are sticking. Probably be pretty hard to see on YouTube. I'm back here, but if I come up here, I can see I was way off on a couple of them. But the nice thing about arrows you fire out of your own bow is that you can pick them back up. So there was no easy way to do this because this target is so big. So I made a little spot I can come up here. And then I can drop down, look to see where my arrows are at. And there we go. It's not the prettiest way to get them, but yeah, saves me some arrows. Man, speaking of practice, there are tons of pigs around here. Yeah, get out of my shooting range. Man, maybe I should have made my target a little bit smaller because my accuracy is horrible at this thing. Maybe I'll stick with my sword, but yeah, that's why this shooting range here is here. It'll help me get better. It's getting dark out right now, but let me show you something up here. And this is where the real fun happens. I have built a dispenser, which was added in the latest patch. You can put whatever you want in it, ranging from arrows to snowballs to eggs. Whatever you want, you can fill in this 3x3 square. And I have wired up some redstone to this thing and a trigger, and when I turn it on, whatever is in here is fired out. But since it's getting dark out, I'll go ahead and wait till morning and I'll show you guys that in action. Alright, so the sun is coming up, and let's show you guys this dispenser in action. So for round one, let's put some snowballs in there. So when I flick this switch, it'll rapidly fire all 16 snowballs. If I want to stop at any time, I can flick the switch a second time. So let's see this thing in action. And you can hear it'll keep making that clicking noise because it's still trying to fire, but there's nothing in there, so I simply turn it off. So let's try out some eggs. Yeah, this thing has some range. Those are actually hitting the target from all the way up here. It's just a little hard to see them make the impact on the target. But now for what I've really been waiting for. I've got a stack of 64 arrows here that I've been saving up for a while. I only get one shot at this, but let's put a full stack of 64 arrows in this bad boy. Alright, take a step back on this one. Don't want to get hit by one of these suckers, so here we go. Alright, yeah, this thing's a deadly weapon. thinking about using this somehow to do a defense around my base. I could make a bunch of these things, hook them up to pressure plates. So yeah, there we go. This target is a really good example of the randomness of each arrow. Each arrow that's fired does not always hit the same spot. There's quite a bit of variation on where they hit. So now that I've shown you guys the target, the dispenser, let me go show you how it works in case you want to create it yourself. Alright, so I'm not going to go real into detail on exactly how it works because I am certainly not a redstone expert. There's some really good videos out there, some really good tutorials. If you guys really want to understand this, I'm probably not the one to teach you. But if you simply want to just duplicate what I've done, I'll give you a little walkthrough. So we've got 4 main components to this whole dispenser. We've got the dispenser itself. We have the switch. This little piece of the mechanism is called an inverter. And this piece back here is called a pulser. So we're going to break it down into those 4 parts. The dispenser itself is pretty easy to make. What you're going to need is some stone, 1 piece of redstone, and 1 bow and arrow. And I will go inside at the end of the video and I'll actually show you exactly how to make that. It's pretty simple, but if you have those ingredients, you're good to go. The switch, I'll also show you guys inside how to make. It's simply a stick and a piece of stone. Other than that, you're just going to need some redstone ore that you've mined. Looks like I maybe have anywhere from about, I'd say around 20 pieces of redstone that I needed. And then you're going to need 5 redstone torches. I got 1 there, I've got 2 there, and 2 hiding in the back here. So let's go ahead and break this down into segments. I'm going to take it apart. Hopefully it works when I put it back together. Okay, so we've got just the dispenser itself, and you position it in the direction you want it to fire. Alright, we've got the switch. And then let's go ahead and disconnect the inverter from the pulser. Okay, so now immediately you can see that when I disconnect the inverter from the pulser does exactly what you'd expect. It just keeps pulsing. So let me show you how to make this. You're going to take 2 blocks and you're going to put them side by side with a 1 block space in between. Let me take out this middle piece so it stops making that annoying noise. And let me also put my redstone down here. Alright. So on this back side of the 2 blocks, you're going to put a redstone torch. And on the front sides, you're going to put a redstone torch. Okay. And now you're going to put 1 piece of redstone on the top of the block on each one. And then you're going to put 3 pieces of redstone in a row. So actually I can take out this piece here. And this is the pulser. It'll automatically put the redstone on the side. You don't have to worry about that, but you can see I put a piece of redstone here, here, and here. And so now this thing will continuously pulse and apparently cause me some lag. Alright, so yet again, I just take out the middle piece when I want it to stop pulsing. See, there we go, it stopped. The inverter is very simple. It's just a block. I put a piece of redstone on top. And I put a redstone torch on the side that you're going to connect to the pulser. So if I put this piece back in the middle and I connect the inverter to the pulser with just a single line of redstone, you'll see that all of a sudden it stops pulsing. I can't explain that exactly why that works or how that works, but it does. Okay, and then now we're going to take redstone from the back of the inverter to the dispenser, and we're going to leave 1 space. And in that 1 space, we're going to put a switch. And see now, that's all connected, 1 line of redstone. And now when I flick the switch, it starts trying to fire what's in the dispenser until I turn it off. One problem I'd like to note that I was having, I had my dispenser sitting on the ground and it was not working. So I raised it in the air and I put it on top of a block. That seemed to fix all my problems. Now if you're interested in making this giant target that I've made, I'll get a little closer so that you can see each block and how it's positioned. You can use whatever colors you want, obviously. I went to all the trouble to get the blue, but if you don't want to go to all that trouble, you can replace it with another color. And let me take a step back so you can see the white below. So these white blocks, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 blocks. And this thing's symmetrical. So there's 5 white blocks on the side, 5 white blocks at the top, and 5 more over here to the side. So hopefully that helps you guys make a target if you really want. And let's go inside and show you guys how to make a dispenser. And I have everything I need, I believe. So we're going to take cobblestone and we're going to kind of draw an upside down U. And the redstone goes at the bottom. And the bow goes in the middle. And there you go. I don't want to use my only bow. I'm sure I have enough to make more. But so that's the crafting recipe for a dispenser. And to make the switch I was talking about, the stone goes at the bottom, I believe, and 1 stick on top of that. And it's actually called a lever. I keep calling it a switch. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut off this video here. My plan for the next 2 videos are to connect the Enterprise and the lock. And I think I have enough iron. Actually, let's go see exactly how much iron I have. I have been mining iron like crazy, especially when I cleared out that one room looking for the lapis. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, quite a bit, 200 plus iron ore. So yeah, I don't know if that'll get me all the way to the lock, but at least it's a good start. Interestingly enough, when I walked from the lock back to the Enterprise, I walked in a perfectly straight line. I made sure I stayed on the same row of blocks. When I got back to the Enterprise, I followed it, and the door to the lock is exactly on this row of blocks that leads to the back door of the Enterprise. So I didn't intend to do that. I tried to keep it as straight as possible, but I actually did a really good job. The minecart track, though, I think I'm going to do it below ground. I'd considered doing it above ground, but I think I can just clear out a really long tunnel underground, and I think it'd be nice and safe and pretty easy to do. The other thing I want to do in another video coming up here soon is finish that monster trap I started working on. I've got that huge room cleared that's 2 blocks tall. I've started digging out the channels, but I just need to go through. I need to add some water, add the lava to kill the monsters. But I'll make a whole video on how to do that so you guys can do that yourself. But that'll be real nice because I'll be able to get a ton of arrows out of that. And hopefully I'll come back here and build a nice defense system for the Enterprise. I can put those dispensers all over the place, load them with arrows, hook them to pressure plates, and it'll be a bloodbath for all the zombies and creepers walking around. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you're able to make your own target and dispenser that fires arrows automatically. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.